Aha! Home at last.
Well, Chateau Quartermain is still standing.
Would you expect it not to be after only a few days in France?
It would not have surprised me one bit if it was all demolished and everyone was living in pot tents.
I'll tell you what, after all that money that we spent on that villa for Beatrice in France, I would be a bit surprised if we'd be living there sooner than you think.
My darling, we can afford it, and it was well worth the price to keep Beatrice off our backs.
You don't think she's going to try to contact Jimmy Lee now anyway, do you?
Beatrice is much more interested in money than she is in seeing a child that she hasn't seen in years.
I've got to tell you something. Beatrice decided it sure was nice to get away with you for a few days.
Yes, I recall a few memorable moments.
Are you tired or jet lagged?
Not at all. That is thanks to your brilliant suggestion that we spend the evening in New York.
I'd like to recall a few of those memorable moments with me.
We have to go to the hospital.
Let's tell them our flight was delayed.
How do you say charming rascal in French?
Alan.
Oh, you're back. I thought I heard voices.
I'm surprised you didn't hear us sooner than that.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid my thoughts are rather scattered this morning.
Why am I all of a sudden afraid that something's wrong?
Horribly wrong.
Oh.
Celia's been kidnapped.
Right?
Ramsey says they don't want money.
Well, what do they want?
I don't know, but I do know if you offer enough money, anybody can be bought.
Look, has anyone contacted Robert?
Well, if they have, he hasn't told me.
Well, what are the police doing about it?
I have no idea.
You don't seem to have any idea about anything.
No, and I don't think I will.
Why not?
Because that's the way Scorpio wants it.
Excuse me, but a member of our family has been kidnapped.
I realize that, Monica.
Well, then surely Robert is going to tell you what's being done about it.
He gave explicit orders. The whole thing was to be kept under wraps.
I don't think that includes keeping us in the dark.
Neither do I. I mean, I'm just going to demand. I want to know.
We are going to do as we're told, Alan.
Father, Celia's life is at stake.
Yes, well, so is Holly's. I mean, she happens to be married to Scorpio. I'm sure he's just as concerned as we are.
I wonder why the two of them together.
Together what?
Together kidnapped, Edward. What else would I be talking about?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that one either.
I wonder how Grant's taking all of this.
I wouldn't know.
Well, he's got to be frantic.
Well, he's got to be something. I haven't seen him since this whole thing happened.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he's not here. He's missing, too.
He's been kidnapped?
Yeah, well, not according to Scorpio.
Well, what does he say?
He says nothing. He's being very evasive about the whole thing.
Two members of our family are missing, and you're not interested in knowing why or by
Of
who?
course I'm interested, Alan, but this is a very delicate matter. Now, if Scorpio wants the whole thing kept mum, why, I'm certainly not about to push it.
Well, incredible shrinking Quartermain family.
What about Alan Jr. and Jason?
Oh, they're safe and sound.
Still in all, I don't think we ought to go into the hospital today.
I agree.
Scorpio does not want us to cast any suspicion. It's supposed to be business as usual around here.
Well, that's going to be a little difficult, wouldn't you say?
Well, be that as it may, you're expected to go to work, and we're expected to keep up appearances, so you're going to have to go. But just remember, mum's the word.
I believe it.
Blackie, we ask you a couple of questions. I just woke up, all right?
On the couch. What were you doing?
Oh, they are, and Amy would love to help you find it.
I'm sorry, I'm not waiting that long. I am signing out.
Not without me, you're not. Quartermains are now officially signed out. You're going to sneak out without me.
No, I'm just anxious to get home.
So am I. I'm worried about Lila and Edward.
Yeah, this strain of this kidnapping is just too much.
Wonder how much more they can both take.
I don't know.
Marvelous.
Excuse
Beatrice? The Beatrice?
Yes, dear. Your Beatrice.
Who's it addressed to?
Well, me, of course. It has to be.
No. It's probably addressed to Alan, or one or the other of us, or both of us.
Why would Beatrice be writing a letter to you two?
It's a very long story.
One I think is about to hit the fan, too.
Have you opened it?
No, dear, it wasn't addressed to me.
Well, I think that you ought to hand it over then, and we'll make it a matter of public record.
I'm sorry, Alan. It's addressed to your father.
Yes, just as I suspected. Thank you, Lila. Dear Edward, Just a note to thank you for the villa. Had a housewarming party last week, and all the great people came. Great people? Villa?
It's just a little country place.
Well, no, it actually is just a cottage, really.
So, that explains your little jaunt to Europe, huh?
I think you'll probably find all of the gory details in that letter.
Such a generous son and daughter-in-law, Edward. So much like you. Well, off to London, then to the States. Please forward the ticket, first class Queen Elizabeth II. Hope that's not too extravagant, but Alan and Monica did say that anything I wanted. All right, I've had enough reading. Well, one of you tell me what the hell this is all about?
That's a problem, all right, boss. A real problem. Your problem.
And I meant it.
I don't believe it.
What?
I'm going to Baden-Baden for the waters,
Oh.
and then on to London for the opening of Covent Garden. Please send ticket care. I don't believe this. It's incredible.
This was not part of the bargain.
I know that every single condition was spelled out so carefully.
Look, is it too late to get the villa back?
Of course it's too late. We signed everything. We've been had.
Edward, have you any idea what they're talking about?
No, and if somebody doesn't explain this toot sweet, there's going to be some heads rolling around here.
I found a letter, Edward. In fact, the same stationery. Exactly the same as this, except a different addressee.
Jimmy Lee Holt.
Yes, but I found it. I mean, it had been sent to the Holts, and then the post office forwarded it here.
Oh, thus the trip to France, huh?
Well, Edward, we wanted to get to Beatrice before Jimmy Lee did.
We thought that if we bought her a small villa, it would make her agree to stay put and keep quiet.
Yeah, well, so much for that agreement.
Look, we were just trying to protect the family, Edward. I mean, for heaven's sakes, I mean, Jimmy Lee knows he doesn't stand a chance alone against us, and, well, if he knew he could team up with Beatrice, I mean, he might have a shot at it.
We thought that the price of a villa would be commensurate with the price of her silence.
Oh, my lord, bribery.
No, Lila, it's only bribery if it works. We're going to charge this one up to another stupid mistake on the part of our children.
Why, Edward? Just because we tried to stop her?
No, because you didn't come to me first.
What would you have done?
Well, I don't know. Something. Probably bought her a bigger villa.
Something tells me that Beatrice is after something bigger than villas.
Yeah, well, knowing that one, probably our entire fortune.
All right, well, the villa didn't work. What are we going to do?
Well, we're not going to send her a ticket on a QE2, that's for sure.
No, that wouldn't stop her. She'd just hop a plane, even if we didn't send the tickets. Then we wouldn't even have the pleasure of buying ourselves some more time.
Edward, do you have any idea how much a first-class ticket on that boat would cost?
Almost as much as the villa.
What the hell with the ticket and the hell with the villa? We've just got to stop her dead in her tracks before she gets anywhere near Port Charles.
Fine, then we are right back to our original question. How?
It seems to me that there's one solution for this whole crisis.
Well, go on, Lila. What is it? Tell us.
Go and get Jimmy Lee over here. Talk to him about it. You're very good at that, Edward. And try to get Jimmy Lee to go to London and meet Beatrice there.
I'm sorry, Mother, I don't understand. What good would that do?
Look, dear, our common objective is to keep her out of this house, right?
Out of the house. Out of the country, as far away as possible.
Then send Jimmy Lee to her. That's all she wants, to see her son.
Well, it's an interesting theory, you know.
All right. You can't tell us any more than that? All right. I'll tell them it's for their own good, Robert. Thank you.
Scorpio?
Yes, there's no more news about Celia, but the most important thing he tells us is that we must keep everything still a secret.
Secret. Secrets. Everywhere we turn, secrets. Good Lord. You'd think we were a household of spies.
Celia, did you hear anything?
No, nothing. Not a word.
Then what's so urgent? When you called, I thought you had some news.
Well, it's a letter we received.
A letter from your mother.
Beatrice?
Yes, we know about the letter that you got.
You do? How do you know about that?
Well, at the gatehouse, I was looking for a newspaper.
You pried into my own personal
No, I wasn't.
affairs?
That as it may, we have a very large problem here.
Beatrice wants to see you.
Is that in this letter?
You can see how very embarrassing a visit would be.
Yes, to all of us, and especially to Lila. Why, it's the sort of thing that would...
Embarrassment. Embarrassment is the perfect word, and my mother chose it. That's it.
Yes, it's an embarrassment that none of us need at this point.
Surely you can understand that.
The woman is my mother.
You never even met her.
Yeah, well, I didn't meet Edward either until I came here to Port Charles.
The woman gave you away, Jimmy Lee. Your parents are the Holts. You have said that dozens of times.
At least, look, we're talking about human life here, flesh and blood. The woman is my mother. I looked up Edward because I was curious. There's no reason why I shouldn't look out for the same reason.
Well, a meeting of that sort could be very casual to you, but could have serious recriminations and repercussions on our good family name.
What we want you to do is send her a cable and say that you don't want to see her after all these years of desertion. That's it.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Well, I think I do want to see her.
But we don't want her here, son. Good Lord, we bought her a villa. Isn't that enough?
She's really got you desperate, doesn't she?
Well, I'm just thinking about Lila.
Is that true, Mrs. Quartermain? Are you as upset as Edward, Alan, and Monica are?
Well, let's put it this way, my dear. The woman has always been a great embarrassment to me, and a visit from her now would just be adding insult to injury.
So what do you think I should do?
We told you.
I'm asking Lila.
I can well understand your curiosity, my dear, and believe me, I can. But if the wire seems too cruel, then why don't you go to London and meet your mother there?
If all she really wants is to see you, then that puts an end to it. There's no need for any trip to Port Charles, no problems. Everybody's happy.
I can't do that. I got too much work to do.
Well, just go to New York and meet her at the boat.
All right. Look, I'll have to think about it, okay? Give me a couple of days.
We don't have much time, you know.
I gotta think about it. I'll need a couple of days, okay? And, look, if you hear anything about Celia, please let me know.
Yes, we will.
Anything, if you need anything at all.
We'll call you.
Well, it's encouraging. At least he's thinking about it.
What I'm afraid of is while he's thinking about it, he's going to discover that if he teams up with Beatrice, he could have a lot of power.
Don't even think about that.
Look, for once in our miserable lives, let us take a stab at optimism on all fronts, okay?
What, are you referring to now to Celia and Grant?
Yes, I am. I mean, we don't know what the situation holds, so for the sake of our own sanity, let's try and be optimistic.
Well, I'd be a hell of a lot more optimistic if I knew what Scorpio was doing about trying to find them.
Afternoon. You people in a hurry?